The world is not meant for us. The world is not meant for us, for the people who are born needing a little more help and or care than others. I can't begin to fully understand the everyday obstacles someone confined to a wheelchair has to face in activities that should be as simple as entering a public restroom. My goal, my goal throughout this experience was to see whether or not the community bathrooms in my town and surrounding towns had made accommodations for those in wheelchairs. I understand that this is an issue that's important everywhere, but I decided to focus closer to home. I currently work with two individuals who are in wheelchairs, so along with my town, I also focused in on theirs. Needless to say, my findings were very disappointing. As you watch through my video, you will see why. Let's get started. Let's start from the beginning. I had a conversation with a few people I know who are in wheelchairs to get insight on their experiences with public restrooms. How do you feel about it? This is the question I asked them, and these are some of the responses I got. The only bathroom I can use comfortably is shared with the other staff members and special education students. In some cases, those students are showering. It's frustrating. This was a response from my coworker Marcus. Here's another one. I don't like to leave my home. The thought of having an accident over not having a toilet I can use is too scary. This is from Jane, my cousin's auntie. And another one from Marcus is I can't go to my sister's kids' soccer games because the bathroom is hard to get in. This is also from Marcus. And then my cousin's other auntie, their family has MS, so a bunch of them are in wheelchairs. So these two next responses are from Anne. The handicap bathroom is always taken, and it's easier to stay home. Can you imagine living a life where you're scared to leave your house because of something like needing to use the restroom and knowing that not every location you go to will be able to accommodate this for you? Here are some of the locations that I went to the bathroom to check if they are accommodating. Sharks Cove, Sunset Elementary, Sunset Beach Park, Wailua Beach Park, Haleiwa Beach Park, Hauula Beach Park, Laie Park, Hukilau Beach Park, Kahuku Park, and KVA. Here are a couple pictures of me measuring the bathrooms at Sunset Beach. I really wanted to start here because I live literally 1 minute away from here walking. This is a bathroom that I went to often as a child because we were always at Sunset Beach, and it was easier just to walk across the street than walk home. So I wanted to see if the bathroom closest to me was accommodating, and I was really glad to see that it was. They also had the placard outside that said they were. So it was really important to me and awesome to know that they were one of the ones that accommodated wheelchairs. The only issue I noticed is trying to enter the bathroom might be an issue for some people. I feel like if you're coming straight from the parking lot, it's easy to go in. But if you're coming from the beach, the pathway to get there is a little bit rocky. So I don't know how easy it would be to access the bathroom from that point. But once you get in, it's very accommodating. Sunset Beach Bathroom is an example of a wheelchair accessible bathroom. There are a few setbacks when it comes to accessing the bathroom, but once inside, everything falls into place regarding measurements. Kahuku Park is another park that I go to often. This is where my nieces and nephews have their soccer games. This is where I babysit my nieces and nephews after school. This is where my niece has Tahitians, so I'm always there. And Cuckoo Park is also in this around the same neighborhood that my coworker Marcus lives. So I really wanted to see if he would be able to access this bathroom. And I was disappointed to see that he would not be able to comfortably. Kahuku Park failing to meet the requirements of a wheelchair accessible bathroom was extremely disappointing for me. I know multiple people who live in Kahuku that are bound to their wheelchair. Kahuku and Laie take a lot of pride in being inclusive, so to know that some of the community avoid the park because they can't use the bathroom is disappointing. My experience. My experience throughout this project was fulfilling, yet at times a tad bit awkward, if I'm being honest. I love the fact that I felt as though I was contributing to my community. Every member of my community. Everyone, not just people who are able to walk into any restroom, but the people who need extra help, like the people in wheelchairs. I enjoyed knowing that the work I was doing would be able to bring a sense of peace of mind to those in wheelchairs when planning their days, knowing where they would be able to comfortably use the bathroom and where they wouldn't be able to. The part about feeling a tad bit awkward was the times when people would walk into the restroom and I'd be holding a tape measure to the toilet. Luckily, after I explained what I was doing, the look on their faces usually changed from confused and honestly kind of looked at me like I was being inappropriate in a park full of little kids hanging out in the bathroom to a face of gratitude, knowing that I was there for a purpose and I was just there to help the community. Here is a list of the bathrooms again that I went to, and I have put a mark next to the ones that were not wheelchair accessible. And those include Sunset Elementary, Wailua Park, Hauula Beach Park, and KVA. I made a flyer that I have been handing out virtually through messages and DMs, and I've also posted them a couple places on Facebook for my community to see. And I just want everybody to know where they can go if they're in a wheelchair and they have to use the bathroom and what places to avoid. And that is the ending of my project. Thank you so much for listening.